You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the NBL Live pregame show, and that's brought to you each and every week by our graphics sponsor, Web3KS.com. They do that overlay here on NBL Live, a ton of other graphics for us across the NBL network, so if you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, head over to Web3KS.com. They are the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for hanging out tonight with us, folks. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Bomber. And we got some great action coming up here on NBL Live. It's Week 7 action between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, before we get to that game, let's talk about something that's going on around the network. And Bomber, something you're very familiar with. We just released an episode of Building the Franchise Jacksonville Jaguars on Isolate. Of course, the owner of the Jaguars. Bomber, this is a very interesting thing we got going on here on the network. This Building the Franchise Jaguars will be releasing on Tuesdays about every 2 weeks. Of course, your Detroit Lions Building the Franchise releasing every Saturday. And it's sort of interesting to look at these two shows. You got two teams at different points. The Lions, a prestigious team that's looking to win a Super Bowl and defend their Super Bowl title from season 25. And on the flip side, you've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that is just looking for a quarterback and struggling. You get a little feel from both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, you know, both of these shows offer, as you said, two sides of the spectrum in the NBL. You got the 5-1 Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars 0-6, trying to figure out the quarterback situation. That's what the first episode was on. It was released yesterday, I believe. A lot of cool things going on the network, and these are two shows. You can root for the underdog or kind of get behind the guy that's supposed to win, or you can just watch my show just to hope I lose. I mean, there's all these kinds of feelings you can have towards the show, but both of them are kind of unique. Jacksonville's doing a full rebuild over there. They're looking for a quarterback. We've got our quarterback. We just signed Matt Stafford to a long-term extension, 5 years. So, we're looking to move forward with that, and we're looking to win now as Jacksonville's looking to figure it out and win later.
Yeah, very interesting show. Check it out. A lot goes through the preseason, first couple weeks of the season on Isolate, talking about the tribulations they've had at the quarterback position in Jacksonville, and you'll get to see a little bit of that tonight here on NBL Live. And speaking of the Jaguars, not to pile on a little more, but the NBL No Power Rankings came out, released by Nate Silver. A couple one-win teams, the Dolphins, Cardinals, Chiefs, and Eagles. And then at the bottom, those Jacksonville Jaguars at 0-6. Now, Bomber, let's take out the Jaguars for a second. Let's look at the Eagles, Chiefs, Cardinals, and Dolphins. Is there a team in those four that you think maybe is playing a little better than their record shows, or are all these teams sitting there at one win only, destined to be at the top of the NBL draft instead of the NBL standings?
Okay, for me, two teams really jump off the page at me, and that's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals had a phenomenal preseason, but as the saying goes, preseason really doesn't matter, especially to teams about winning. But I saw some good things in Arizona during the preseason that I thought they could build on, and I think they've played some tough games. Just a couple mental errors from Carson Palmer throughout the game seems to really be slowing this team down. I think they easily could be 3-3 right now, and the Chiefs, I don't know what's going on. A tough loss this week to the Oakland Raiders. A divisional game, I kind of thought maybe they would get it together that game, but they give up too many points. I mean, you can't give up, 27, 24 points a game under the Draco defense scheme and expect to win, especially with Alex Smith at your quarterback. So, I don't know. Those are the two teams that jump off. Everybody else seems to be where they should be. Carson Wentz is struggling in Philly. Jacksonville doesn't seem to really have a quarterback that's really viable right now. They're running through everyone. They got a new quarterback starting tonight, and they're saying that's going to be the starter through the end of the season. Still, we haven't seen Colin Kaepernick come out, and the Dolphins are just lost in the sauce.
Yeah, we just my Oakland Raiders just got off a game with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm telling you, folks, those Chiefs are much better than that 1-6 record shows. It's a tough division in the AFC West, and this team plays at a much higher level. Look out for them. You never know what sort of run can happen here in the NBL. All right, we got a game today. It's two teams looking for a little redemption here on NBL Live. Frankly, these two teams got absolutely smoked in their last games on NBL Live. One of them bound to do better. It is the Colts and the Jaguars. Let's look at a couple players to watch First, on the side of the Indianapolis Colts, T.Y. Hilton. He is their major weapon in the passing game. Having a nice year so far, averaging 21.4 yards per catch, 3 touchdowns. He's got 24 catches on the year. He is Andrew Luck's #1 target, Bomber. This is a guy who can still burn it down the field. How important is the passing game for the Indianapolis Colts going to be today, especially considering they're without their starting running back, Mack?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always about the passing game with this team, and they've been doing pretty well. 4th in the league, 241.5 yards per game passing the ball. Andrew Luck has been moving the ball down the field primarily through T.Y. Hilton and Dante Moncrief. I'm going to actually say Philip Dorsett gets a little bit more involved in this offense. This is a guy who they shopped around early this season looking to trade him. They had some deals in place, and I don't want to play spoiler or insider here, but they had deals in place to send him to New England for essentially a quarterback, and then it was a lineman. I believe it just got all kind of messed up, and it just ended up not happening. Philip is okay. He's taking it like a professional. He wants to get back in the lineup, and they look like they're going to start using him. I would like to see him slide into the slot and see if he can be a little bit more effective in this offense and assert his ability. You know, he's a 5'10", 185 speed guy, complements T.Y. Hilton well, and they can beat you downfield vertically.
And one of the guys on the defensive side of the ball, surely to be matched up against T.Y. Hilton, is the very talented Jalen Ramsey. Already 5 interceptions on the year for a Jacksonville Jaguars team that's sitting there at 0-6. 37 tackles, also forced 2 fumbles. This guy, Bomber, is a machine in all aspects of the game. He's a thumper who can deliver the big hits in the running game, and then once he drops back into coverage, he's one of the best lockdown corners. He's going to have his hands full with T.Y. Hilton, but you got to think Jalen Ramsey is a key if the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to come out with a win today.
Yeah, you look at Jalen Ramsey and you go, you know, what's he doing on this team? They're 31st in points allowed. They're giving up 30 a game. 31st against the run. They're giving up 110. But they're 6th against the pass, and that's primarily because how good Jalen Ramsey has been. Barry Church, obviously former Cowboy, comes over here. He's playing well. Telvin Smith playing well. Aaron Colvin playing good. I mean, they have some bright spots on defense, but it's really just shining with Jalen Ramsey, who I believe, in my opinion, is the best cornerback in the NBL right now.
All right, we're about ready to send it out to the game. We got to get your prediction, Bomber. Couple notes for people just tuning in. No Leonard Fournette for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been out with a torn hamstring. He's had at least 3 more weeks. That's a brutal injury for the Jaguars. And also the Jaguars are going to be starting Allen at quarterback. Brandon Allen is getting the start for the remainder of the year. No Colin Kaepernick. It's going to be Brandon Allen for the rest of the year. On the flip side, on the Colts, Marlon Mack, their starting halfback, is out for another 3 weeks, as well as their tight end Eric Saubert for another 2 weeks. So, Bomber, some injuries on both sides. Brandon Allen starting for the Jaguars. Simple question. Do the Jacksonville Jaguars get their first win of the season here on NBL Live, or will their winless streak continue?
I don't like the decision to go with Brandon Allen, 6'2", 214, University of Arkansas. This is his 2nd year in the league. He started last week. He had a 27.4 QBR, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But this team might be 0-6, but I think they come out on top tonight.
Wow.
Colts have lost 3 of their last 4. They've only defeated the Rams, who are 3-4, Cardinals, who are 1-6, and the Niners, who are 2-5. They haven't beat anybody. So this probably falls into a win in most case scenarios, but I think Jacksonville overcomes the 0-6 start, and they go ahead and get their win on NBL Live broadcast number 123.
Wow, big pick there. The Jaguars picked by
I didn't give a score. You noticed that, right?
Well, that's because I'm sure you're waiting to tell us what the score is going to be until the 4th quarter. It's usually the easiest to predict.
It could be 2-0, man.
You never
I have
know.
no idea. I'm not putting a score out.
It could be ugly. It could be high scoring. There's only one way to find out, folks. We're ready to send it out to the game. Coming up next, it's a battle of 2 teams looking for redemption on NBL Live. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
My name is Rex Dixon.
Craig Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network. And you're watching the MBLN Network.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's going to be dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks, who catches it, makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is dropping back. He's got open over the middle.
Wow. That big playmaker
Look at
ability.
him
He
go!
finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown. And we are ready for some Week 7 action here on MBL Live. We appreciate everybody tuning in with us here to broadcast number 123 of MBL Live. We got Week 7 action between the Jaguars and the Colts. Let's get right down to it. Let's send it down to our sideline reporter. It's our very own Sonny Weaver. Sonny, out of the booth, down on the sidelines. First of all, how are you getting acclimated without the roof over your head?
Doing pretty good down here. A little different. Got lost once the security guy had to point me towards the field, but I think I'm all situated now and ready to go.
All right, well, let's ask you this question. We noticed during warm-ups, Corey Grant of the Jaguars. Jaguars, tons of injuries at the running back position. Fournette down, then Corey Grant went down. Saw him warming up. Is there a chance he plays today?
I did talk to Coach Doug Marone, and he feels like Corey Grant will be able to go today. They tested it out in pregame warmups. He was down there on the field cutting. They feel like he does have the ability to play today, so expect a lot of Corey Grant early in this game.
Be interesting to see how Corey Grant holds up once he takes that first big hit, but Grant getting the start at running back, and Brandon Allen getting the start at quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, looking for their first win on the season. Allen under center, Grant in the backfield, and it's going to be Brandon Allen starting off with a pass. He's going to dump this one underneath to Allen Hurts. He's got the first down and more. Look at him fight forward up to the 35-yard line. We already have an injury on the play, but Bomber, Brandon Allen at quarterback, a lot of controversy whether that's the right choice, but you got to admit, when you have guys like Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns at the wide receiver position, it's a lot easier to come in as a new quarterback.
Yeah, and look what they do. They make it easy for you. They can get open underneath, and then when they catch the ball, they can make something happen, and that's exactly what you saw with Allen Hurns. This isn't a small guy, 6'3", 201 pounds, University of Miami. Big wide receiver, athletic on both sides, and they can get it done after the catch.
Corey Grant getting his first carry. It's going to be a toss play over to the right side, and well defended by the Indianapolis Colts, able to get off their block. Bring down Grant in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. Going to bring up a 2nd and 13. Bomber, this has been a constant here in the Jacksonville Jaguars season. They dig themselves into big holes and are forced to fight out of 3rd and longs.
Yeah, well, when you start a halfback like Corey Grant, you're really just relying on speed to carry you there. They try to run a pitch to the outside. It doesn't happen. If you can contain the edge, if you're Indianapolis Colts defense, you really can shut down this run and put this offense back against the wall with Brandon Allen at quarterback.
And Brandon Allen looking for the deep corner out and wildly overthrows that one. As we get word that it was Corey Robinson going down the left tackle. It looks like he's going to be coming back in the game, though. He's suiting back up, and he's going to be right back out there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Allen, Bomber, is probably a little lucky he overthrew that one because that was not a great decision trying to throw that corner out into double coverage. Yeah,
that might have just been a throwaway. There was nobody open on that play. The corner route was definitely not open. Threw it anyways, threw it out of bounds, lived to play another day. It's going to be 3rd and long for these Jacksonville Jaguars.
4 wide receivers out there, 1 tight end, nobody in the backfield for Brandon Allen. Need to convert a 3rd and 13. Pressure gets there. He lets it go down the field. Looking for Allen Hurns. It's not completed. It is almost intercepted by the Colts. And Bomber, they dug themselves in the hole on 1st down, lost 3 yards, couldn't get anything going in the pass game, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be forced to punt it away. And if this is any indication how the offense is going to be run under Brandon Allen, I think the Jaguars are going to be in for a long night.
Well, my first assumption was he threw it away on 2nd down. I'm starting to think maybe he didn't. Because on 3rd down, he completely threw that out the window, threw it in double, triple coverage, whatever you want to call it. And that was just a bad read. I mean, he's got to settle down. He's got to relax. On a 3rd and long with a quarterback like Brandon Allen, if I'm on offense and I'm a Jacksonville fan, I'm hoping we run a couple draws. Let Corey Grant get going against a little bit of a pass, soft coverage, and maybe he can make something happen and get a big play.
Yeah, this Jacksonville Jaguars team, the 2nd worst offense in the league, the 2nd worst defense in the league, but their one strength is against the pass. With Jalen Ramsey at cornerback, it's a very good pass defense. No question who's at quarterback for Indianapolis. It's Andrew Luck out there in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers split out to the left on 1st and 10. It's going to be a play-action pass. Blitz picked up. Luck tosses it underneath, and the catch not able to be made. That's a big drop for the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to go down to a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, want to look on that play. Who knocks the ball down? Jalen Ramsey. You see him on the left side. It looks like he's matching up best versus best, probably on T.Y. Hilton over there. A little bit of a underneath coverage for Jalen Ramsey. He follows his man down the field, comes off of him, makes a play on the crossing route. And man, this cover corner can do it all.
Luck dropping back, looking to set up a screen to the outside. That one well read. Paul Posluszny with the tackle in the backfield. The 2-yard loss on the screen pass. Posluszny, the former Nittany Lion. He's one of the leaders in this Jacksonville defense at the linebacker position. Did a great job reading that halfback screen.
Yeah, the old Penn State linebacker still getting it done for Jacksonville. He's got the brain. He has it between the ears, and he's able to react and make a great play on the ball.
Now a 3rd and long for the Colts. Andrew Luck dropping back to pass here on 3rd and 12. Blitz gets there. He just gets it off, and it is deflected away by Flowers. And the Indianapolis Colts are going to be forced to punt this one away. And let's send it down to Sonny Weaver. Sonny, we saw Robert Turbin, the halfback, go down. He was into the game due to the injury to Mack. Doesn't look like he's suited up on the sidelines. What are you hearing from the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, it is a bruise to his knee. He is questionable to return. They're not sure if he'll come back in on the next series or not, but that's something to watch as the game progresses.
Yeah, those injuries to the joints, especially for a running back, if you don't have the full flexibility, you can't be as effective as you want to be. So the running back issues, we talked about the injuries for Jacksonville. No Leonard Fournette, Corey Grant playing with a bum shoulder. On Indianapolis, they had no Mack, and now possibly no Turbin. We'll see what happens as we go through the game. 1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3 wide receivers for Brandon Allen, 2 over to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to be Allen dropping back to pass here on 1st and 10. He's looking over the middle field. That one is intercepted by the Colts. Our first turnover of the game. And who else but the young Malik Hooker jumping into the passing lane. Bomber, Malik Hooker has proven to be one of the best cover players here in the NBL. He's leading the league in interceptions. Got another one there.
Yeah, and now he's building a little bit of a cushion between number 2. That's his 7th interception on the year.
Welcome to the network,
this is
baby.
The rookie from Ohio State. We're all familiar with him. First round, mid-round pick, 6'2", 205. Malik Hooker is a problem, especially when he slips inside that box and he starts making plays.
That one incomplete from Andrew Lucky. Lucky that wasn't intercepted. Big shout out to Hossboy15 for the subscription. We appreciate each and every one of our subscribers here on the NBL Network. And that was 2nd and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars, or excuse me, for the Indianapolis Colts, who have yet to have positive yards in this game. They're at -2 yards on the day, looking to get something going with great field position off the turnover. 2nd and 10. Andrew Luck looks like he's going to try to hand this one off, and Robert Turbin back into the game. It was a 3-yard loss on that play. And, Bomber, that was an odd play call. Very slow developing run play. This Jacksonville Jaguars defensive line gets there quickly.
Yeah, that's what you do. When you're a pass-heavy team like Indianapolis, you kind of overthink it sometimes. And you think maybe a little bit of a counter play right here, slow developing. Maybe they'll drop back in coverage, and we'll get a lot of blocking downfield. It didn't happen for them right there, and now they're in some trouble here.
Yeah, another 3rd and 13. We've already seen 3 in this game. One from both teams, now another one for the Colts. It looks like it's a deep pass. It is complete down to the 15-yard line. Nice play there, Andrew Luck. Big shout out to Kyler for subscribing to the network. And Dorsett able to come up with a catch. 25 yards, and they convert that 3rd and long.
Absolutely. Against the cover 3, that's a tough throw for Andrew Luck to make. A little soft cover for the middle safety right there, and he just uses his arm power and trusts his arm and splits it because he really trusts his receiver. As we get a handoff up the middle, nowhere to go there. It looks like it was designed to go to the outside as Turbin tries to cut it back upfield. Doesn't work. 2nd and 12. Both teams getting nothing from the run early.
Yeah, and Dante Fowler with the tackle. You're going to be hearing his name all game long on that Jacksonville defensive line. Very talented, very athletic, which is why it's so surprising that they're the 2nd worst rush defense in the league. They made it a big point in practice this week to play better against the run because they need their defense to help them out as much as possible, with Brandon Allen getting his start at quarterback for the rest of the year. 2nd and 12 for Andrew Luck and the Colts I formation. And on 2nd down, it's going to be a handoff to Turbin, who actually gets some positive yards on this play. He gets 5. He's back to 0 rushing yards. It's a hallelujah for the Indianapolis Colts. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, right there, Posluszny. I don't know what he's doing. He's backing up. He's backing up. He should have been hitting that gap and making the play, but he gets bailed out there by the other linebacker, comes in, makes the tackle, and kind of saves a 1st down opportunity there for the Colts. And let's see what they can cook up here on 3rd and 6 inside the red zone.
3rd and 6. Bunch formation to the left for Andrew Luck. 1 wide receiver split out to the right. Luck dropping back to pass here on 3rd and 6. The rush gets there, and down goes Luck. Campbell just blows around the outside and brings down Andrew Luck in the backfield, forcing a field goal from the Indianapolis Colts. What a nice job there, baby. Bringing down I just want to point out, Tony Bradbury with the subscription. Sonny, you're not supposed to be on your phone when you're on the sidelines.
Sorry about that. I'm enjoying the broadcast. What can I say?
And for the 10, the kick almost blocked by the Jaguars, but did they get it? Oh, that timing looked all off from the Colts, and nonetheless, they get 3 points out of it, and they go up 3-0, and bummer, it is not out of the realm of possibility that these are the only points scored in the game.
It could happen, man. Look at the defensive line for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They brought Calais Campbell over from Arizona, and he's getting it done. They really have a stout defensive line. You have Dante Fowler Jr. at left end, Malik Jackson at defensive tackle, R.B. Jones at defensive tackle. They have so much talent on that defensive line. It's really going to give Andrew Luck problems today on NBL Live broadcast number 123. I believe, if I'm correct, it is 123, right?
I wouldn't let you just say that without being correct.
That'd be twice, yeah.
First and 10, it's a handoff to Corey Grant up the middle, and he fights forward for a 3-yard gain. Good to see Grant running strong early in this game. 3-0 Indianapolis on top, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in to, yes, broadcast number 123 of NBL Live. I'm Osho. I'm hanging out with my man Bomber, and of course our sideline reporter, Sonny Weaver, enjoying all the luxuries of being down close to the action. I formation for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Corey Grant at the top. That I2 wide receivers on 2nd and 7. It's going to be handoff to Grant. He's got some blocking over on the right side. Here's the first down and more. Look at him get up to the 37-yard line. Give him 13 yards on that play. And Bomber, right there, it's a nice run by Corey Grant, but it was all set up by the great blocking by the Jacksonville offensive line.
Everyone except for Allen Hurns. Did we see that in the chat?
I think he fell down.
Allen Hurns got blown up by that cornerback. He came down and pretty much ran him over. That should have been easily 50 yards and maybe to the house for the speedster Corey Grant, but it doesn't happen as Allen Hurns just doesn't hold his block. And I have an issue with that because that should be one of his strong suits, given his 6'3", 201-pound size.
1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Shotgun formation for Allen, dropping back to pass here on 1st and 10. All the time in the world, he's going to roll out to the left side and dump this off underneath to the running back Mizell into the game. And a nice job by Brandon Allen taking what the defense gave him, not forcing it downfield. He gets 8 yards out of that play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, my only problem with Brandon Allen on that play, I liked his progression. I like his, he was calm and poised in the pocket, but it took him having to scramble for his life out of the pocket to see the guy wide open.
And about 7 seconds.
On the left side. Exactly, and he was open the entire time.
2nd and 2, it's a handoff to Corey Grant, trying to find something over there on the left side, and the Indianapolis Colts well prepared for that run play on 2nd and short. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. The crowd is getting loud here in Indianapolis, and Jacksonville looking for just anything here, Bummer. How much of a confidence boost could it be if they were able to convert a 1st down here?
It'd be big, and I would have liked Corey Grant to kind of turn that, that run upfield, not really follow the blockers. I didn't see it there. Didn't happen, but this is a big 1st down. It's all about moving the chains and getting some confidence for this young quarterback, Brandon Allen, for these Jacksonville Jaguars.
And Allen's going to be dropping back to pass here on 3rd and 2. The rush comes right up the middle. Brandon Allen stares at it and says, I guess bring me down. He goes down for a 7-yard loss. It came right up the gut. I think Brandon Allen, Bomber, might have been a little too comfortable after that 7 seconds he had to complete the pass to the running back 2 plays ago. He did not have that much time, and now the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be forced to punt once again.
Yeah, I feel like he was going through his progressions. He got stuck on that little spot right in front of him. It wasn't open, and he didn't know what else to do with it. And he finds himself now going down again and taking another sack, and it's going to be the Colts' ball. And now you're giving another opportunity to Andrew Luck.
We talk about those special teams plays that people don't talk about maybe too much unless it's a big punt return or something, but let's talk about Jacksonville's had 2 blunders already in the special teams game. First, missing that block, a clear block opportunity that was just mistimed, and there on that punt, the Colts are going to be starting at the 18-yard line. They had an opportunity to down that around the 10, but the gunner just overran the ball, and now Indianapolis with a nice throw on 1st down. They're down to the 32-yard line, give him 14 yards on that play. Indianapolis trying a little hurry-up offense here, maybe to keep the Jacksonville Jaguars on their heels. Once again, 5 wide receivers out there for Andrew Luck. Nobody in the backfield. 3 split out to the right, 2 split out to the left. Luck dropping back to pass here on 1st and 10. He's looking over the middle, and lucky that one wasn't intercepted. Andrew Luck, 3 of 7 to start this game. We've already seen a couple questionable throws from the veteran quarterback.
Yeah, here's my issue. So, guys, I want y'all to look at that last play, at least put it in your memory bank, and look at number 33, Robert Turbin. That was the mismatch on both downs, before the no-huddle and after the no-huddle. He had him on a seam wide open, originally missed him, threw it over the middle, got a completion. Then he had Poznanski
Postlesny.
How do you say it? Robert Turbin was open on the drag.
Just call him Paulie P.
Paulie P. Obviously can't hang with Robert Turbin. He should have went there, and Luck throws a really questionable throw, and it almost cost his team.
A 2nd and 10, and right there, Andrew Luck shows what he is so good at. He threw that ball before Dante Moncrief came out of his break, and Moncrief, thank you very much. It's a first down for the Colts as they move into Jacksonville territory.
Yeah, we're seeing Moncrief come on a little bit late in this season. We're already in week 7. He's got 19 catches. That's his 20th for over 475 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's coming out right up and being a threat with T.Y. Hilton. So it isn't just the T.Y. Hilton show in Indianapolis, which is good for the Colts, but bad for the Jaguar defense.
Andrew Luck dropping back to pass here on 1st and 10. He's going to toss this underneath to T.Y. Hilton. It is complete to the 34-yard line. And so far, Bomber, early in this game, Andrew Luck completely comfortable to work underneath. That's about the 3rd slant route he's found underneath. And that really takes Jalen Ramsey out of the game when you run these quick routes.
Yeah, and I still think he missed Philip Dorsett over the middle there. So he's on a he's looking quick. He doesn't trust his line. That's what I'm seeing right now from Andrew Luck. He's trying to get rid of it quick.
Look at this formation.
Oh, and here we go.
The monster formation. Only 3 offensive linemen. They're going to hand it off to Turbin right up the middle. Postlesny with the tackle, but he's going to get 6 yards on that play. Those are those little gimmicky formations we sometimes see here.
Welcome
in the
to the
NBL,
network, baby.
As a big shout out to Bay Thomas subscribing to the network. We see these gimmicky formations every once in a while, but we rarely see huge plays out of them.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything huge on NBL Live yet. You know, that's the first time I've seen it on NBL Live on the call I've been on. And it picked up a critical first down and kept the chains alive, so it worked out well for the Indianapolis Colts.
1st and 10, Andrew Luck going to hand this off to Robert Turbin once again, who gets up to the 26-yard line. No running game so far for either team, both dealing with injuries at the running back position, but this really comes down to the offensive lines on both sides are playing very inconsistently. One time we see them holding blocks in the pass game for 7 seconds, then we see them giving up easy rushers and getting penetration in the run game.
Absolutely, but notice one thing about Jacksonville's defense right now. They're starting to switch into a little bit of a hard flat coverage as they approach that red zone. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Andrew Luck to try to drive the ball down the field and see if he'll go away from those checkdowns.
Luck has all the time in the world here on 2nd and 8, and he's going to dump this underneath once again. It is complete down to the 20-yard line, give him 6 yards on the play. And now it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Indianapolis Colts. And once again, Indianapolis finding it tough to push it downfield, especially as we get down towards the red zone.
Yeah, you're looking at Andrew Luck. He's looking one shot over the field. He was looking at that crossing route, the red route right there. He didn't like what he saw. Continued to drift and hit the block and release on the drag. But this is a critical down. I like the open field tackling from Jacksonville on the previous play.
3rd and 2, Andrew Luck under center, 2 wide receivers over to the right, and on 3rd down, it's a play-action pass. He's going to be tossing this to the flat once again, this time to the fullback. It is complete down to the 11-yard line, giving him 9 yards on the play and a first down for the Indianapolis Colts as they move into the red zone.
Yeah, I don't like that play call, and especially if you're going to send the DBs, you're going to send the slot corners to blitz, you got to get there on a play action. You have to commit to that pass and just hope that the line covers up the middle and you can get a stop. But you can't fall for the run right there and give Andrew Luck a little bit more time because then he's going to slice and dice you.
1st and 10 for Luck and the Colts. They're on the 11-yard line. 4 wide receivers out there. Luck dropping back to pass here on 1st and 10. He looks out to the flat again. It is complete to the running back. I believe that was Robert Turbin into the game. It's a 6-yard gain. Down to a 2nd and 4 as they're down to the 6-yard line. Looking to put a touchdown on the board.
Yeah, you got to start covering the hard flats. I mean, you get in inside the red zone. This is a guy that's looking for the quick read. He's looking for something over the middle and then going straight to the flats. If you can cover the hard flats, you're going to make him have to make a 3rd read. And I think that's when Andrew Luck and this Colts offense will get into trouble.
2nd and 4 for the Indianapolis Colts. Luck dropping back to pass again on 2nd and 4. It's a quick drop. It's a quick slant. It is a big hit laid by Paul Postlesny in the middle to jar that ball free. What a hit by Postlesny, and now a huge 3rd and 4. And that could be a big momentum swing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, getting a big thump from their middle linebacker.
And that's about the 3rd time we've brought his name up, 3rd or 4th time. He's doing a phenomenal job in the middle of the field, just roaming around and making big hits against this Colts offense.
3rd and 4 for the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck comes out, 4 wide receivers, 1 running back in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Jacksonville doesn't like what they see. They use a timeout. 3-0 Indianapolis on top here as we're nearing the 2-minute warning here in the first half. But Indianapolis knocking on the door, looking to put a touchdown on the board. A big moment here, especially if Jacksonville can get a stop and maybe get some points before the half. You might see a little shift in
this looks like a run. This looks like a run here.
Nope, they're dropping back to pass. It is Andrew Luck, and he's looking over to the right side. How is that not intercepted? Triple coverage over there. It looked like a little miscommunication as to who was actually going to take the interception. Instead, the Colts are going to be forced to kick a field goal, but that was going to the house if they were able to hold on to that interception.
Yeah, opportunities for Jacksonville have been there. They just haven't really capitalized on them. Excuse me. You had Allen Hurns earlier on a block. If he would have held the block on the corner, Corey Grant could have been down the sideline, and it could be 7-3 right now, Jacksonville ahead. But instead, they end up having to turn it over on downs. And then right there, that was a pick-6 opportunity for the defense that I know they wish they could have had back. And I think that's 2 or 3 passes that could have been intercepted already.
Let's throw it down to the Sergio Dip of the NBL, our very own Sonny Weaver on the sideline. Sonny, the Jacksonville Jaguars have not been able to get anything going offensively. What's the message to the young Brandon Allen and the Jacksonville Jaguars offense as they come out on the field?
Well, they've been telling you you've got to give him time. Coach Doug Marrone on the sideline yelling at his offensive line. They've got to protect Allen, and one way to do that, like you just see there, is a screen pass. Expect more quick passes and screens here in this end of this half.
Only 4 yards on the play there for Corey Grant on the screen pass. Going to bring up a 2nd and 6. 2:11 and counting. We're nearing that 2-minute warning here in the first half of NBL Live broadcast number 123. This is Week 7 action between the Jaguars and the Colts. It's going to be Brandon Allen comes out, 4 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and he's got Corey Grant in the backfield, a 2nd and 6. As it's going to be Brandon Allen dropping back to pass, and he is looking deep over the left side, and Lee goes up for the catch and can't bring it down. A nice recognition there by Brandon Allen, seeing no deep safety. It was a little inverted cover 2 there. He got the ball off quickly, but at the end of the day, his receiver could not come down with the catch. And Jacksonville's going to be forced to convert another 3rd down.
And that's when you want to just lead pass. Give it everything you got, Brandon, and just drill that ball in there and lead it to the middle of the field and split those safeties, and your receiver should walk to the house as he got a free release off the line on that seam against that cover 2. But instead he lobs it up there, and the safety's able to get back into play and make a play on the ball.
Brandon Allen, quick pass, finds Allen Robinson, and it's a 1st down for the Jaguars. A bummer, it is no coincidence that Jacksonville gets their first big 3rd down conversion by finding big number 15, Allen Robinson, in the passing game.
Yeah, I got to see some more of them, too. I've seen Hurns quite a few times. I even saw Marquise Lee on the last play. But we need to see screens to Allen Robinson. He needs the ball in his hand, and he needs those touches to be effective for this offense.
1st and 10, Allen dropping back to pass here on 1st down. Rolls over to the left side, looking for a little comeback route. He has Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson has a lot of room over there as he shakes off a tackler, and he's going to go down to the 23-yard line. Jacksonville used a timeout. I think Allen Robinson had a little bit of happy feet there. I think if he turns it upfield, he has a chance to get to the end zone, but nonetheless, a nice play call and a nice pitch and catch to big AR-15.
And I would like to ask the chat right now, if that play was to continue, and let's say simultaneously the defense kept coming, how many juke moves would Allen Robinson have attempted
7,
all the way down to the touchdown?
8.
Over and under is about on 7.
Well, and they throw it away. It's an interception by the Indianapolis Colts, and he's got some room. 1 man to beat, and Lewis comes down with the tackle. Malik Hooker's 2nd pick of the day.
Wow.
And I believe we have injury news. Before we get to that, let's send it down to Sonny Weaver. Sonny, the big tight end Lee, we saw him go down holding his elbow. What's the outlook for him for the rest of the game?
It's not looking good. Dislocated elbow does appear to be the diagnosis, and he is out for the game and probably a few weeks more.
Dislocated elbow. There's some joints that you talked about dislocating, such as shoulders, that, are sort of popping back in and getting the game. Elbows are nasty. That's a big loss for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bomber, let's go back to the interception. Malik Hooker's 2nd of the game, extending his lead in the interception category here in the NBL. But that was just another one of those unforced errors by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brandon Allen threw that basically into triple coverage.
Yeah, out of the 8 interceptions that Malik Hooker has, 5 of them have came in the red zone. Because he is so smart, and playing underneath has given him the freedom, this defense, to make plays like that. He jumps the routes. He sees what's coming in front of him. He knows he doesn't have to worry about much over the top. And he jumps down and makes a great play against that offense of the Jacksonville Jaguars that really shouldn't have been throwing that ball. You finally got in a field goal range. You could have at least cut this lead in half, gone into halftime with some momentum. Instead, you try to get a little bit, you try to get a little bit more than you should have. And next thing you know, Colts have the ball, and they could extend this lead right now.
50 seconds to go here in the first half. Andrew Luck under center. 2 wide receivers over the left. 2 tight ends on the right side of that field. 2nd and 10. It's a play action pass. Luck looking deep. Wow, and he throws it up for T.Y. Hilton, and T.Y. Hilton meets about 5 defenders of the Jacksonville Jaguars, upending him and prying the ball free. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. If you're T.Y. Hilton, you're probably going to ask Andrew Luck, what you got against me, man? That was a throw that he had no chance to come down with.
Yeah, not really a hard break. I think they were thinking that was going to be a zone coverage right there, or he should have went ahead and hit the C route. He decides to go with just a little bit of bend on a corner, and it's not there. And here goes Andrew Luck, shotgun formation, trying to make something happen on 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for the Colts, and Andrew Luck's going to be dropping back to pass here on 3rd down. So we're nearing the end of the first half. He rolls out, looks over to the right side, and is picked off by Colvin. Oh, and he gets it down to midfield. Colvin, what a beautiful play, skying up for that interception, and Andrew Luck's going to be kicking himself when he watches the film here. Bomber, you and I both watching our monitors, we could see that interception come in slow motion like a train wreck.
Yeah, you asked me earlier off camera if the 3-3 Colts team versus an 0-6 Jacksonville Jaguar team would be worth watching. I said it's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be fun to watch, especially if you're not a fan of either team. You can definitely enjoy some high-rate turnovers in this game, and that's exactly what we're getting as here comes Jacksonville. 1 timeout, 37 seconds left in the second.
1st and 10, it's going to be a deep shot looking for Allen Robinson, who comes up with a huge catch at the 4-yard line. The big man comes up with a big catch for the Jaguars. Oh, I don't know if that was a smart throw, but Brandon Allen trusts his #1 wide receiver, and just like that, the Jaguars are inside the 5-yard line.
Well, Brandon, what's his name? I don't
Brandon
even know.
Allen? Paul Posluszny, who do you want to talk about?
That he doesn't really care if he throws a pick.
Oh, and
so
look
that's
at
about
Grant
the safest throw. Is
bouncing off people
right up the middle. Wow.
Touchdown. Wow. What a turn of events, Bomber. Let's look at what has happened in the last under the 2-minute warning. Jacksonville looked like they were driving. Brandon Allen throws a boneheaded throw, Malik interception. Then Andrew Luck throws an interception. And just like that, instead of Indianapolis possibly being up at least 2 scores, maybe up 13-0, might be 9-0, Jacksonville's a 1-point lead because of a bad decision by Andrew Luck and a big-time play by Allen Robinson.
And not really a great decision by Brandon Allen on that pass. I mean, 50-50 would be generous. I know how talented Allen Robinson is at high-pointing passes, but he was not open. The pass wasn't really thrown too great either. He just went and made a spectacular catch, and then they take the speedster, the undersized halfback, and they run him up the middle on the goal line, and he gets in. So really weird turn of events right now, and Jacksonville's going to probably go into this half with the lead.
You never know. They might even put more points on the board. 28 seconds left. Andrew Luck in the shotgun. He's got all 3 wide receivers on the right side of that formation. And on 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff and a big hit by Calais Campbell in the backfield, bringing down Robert Turbin. And with 22 seconds to go, wow, this Jacksonville team all of a sudden has a little bit of life when it looked like they didn't have anything going for them up until about 50 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, some adjustments potentially being made by the Colts right now. They don't like the running attack right now. They don't feel like they're getting enough out of the running game. And it's a little dangerous right now. You know, that hit by Campbell right there could have popped the ball loose. Jacksonville could have picked it up, and it could have been 14-6 going into halftime when just 50 seconds ago it was 6-0, and the Colts seemed to be in the driver's seat.
7-6, Jacksonville on top. Andrew Luck's coming out. He's got an I formation. Looks like Frank Gore into the game at running back at the top of that I. And he's going to hand it to Gore. Looking for some room up the middle. He can't find anything going. He's going to get 3 yards. And that's going to take us to halftime, which surprisingly, not surprisingly, that it's only 7-6. I think we all knew that there was a chance it was going to be a low-scoring game. But Jacksonville, with how bad they looked in the first half, somehow comes out with a 7-6 lead. They're going to be kicking off to the Indianapolis Colts. Let's send it down to the 3rd member of our crew, Sonny Weaver. Sonny, Colts coming back. What was the message coming out of halftime to the Colts, who seemed like they were in control for much of this half? And also, is Frank Gore going to be starting at running back for the rest of the game?
Well, the message coming out was to not break down. Last week, they had a meltdown in the second half that really blew that game open when they should have won handedly. As far as Frank Gore goes, they did put Frank Gore back in the game. He was unseated, obviously, by Mac earlier in the season. Look for him to stay the halfback the rest of this game.
And Frank Gore into the game, and Andrew Luck doing a little Houdini act, finding Dante Moncrief down the field. And another one of those plays, Bomber, we look at, it was a nice play by Andrew Luck moving out of the pocket, but Jacksonville had a clear opportunity. Excuse me, that was Philip Dossett with the catch. Jacksonville had a clear opportunity to bring down Andrew Luck in the backfield, and Calais Campbell just dove wildly and could not get to the quarterback, and Andrew Luck makes him pay.
It makes no sense. What Andrew Luck did right there was phenomenal. That's the talent of Andrew Luck. Got outside the pocket, a couple pumps down the field, squares his feet, drills it down the field, and look where they're at now. They're on the 39, approaching that red zone, and the Colts looking to take this game back.
And Frank Gore has a little bit of room. He's going to fight forward to the 27-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that run. And a first down for the Indianapolis Colts. The crowd is getting back in it. And Indianapolis, they've had trouble in the red zone today, but a big opportunity here to reclaim the lead.
Yeah, so it looks like Robert Turbin might have been benched. We might need to get some word from Sonny about that. And it looks like they're going Frank Gore to close this game out.
Pistol formation for Andrew Luck. 3 wide receivers over to the right side. Frank Gore in the backfield. And it's going to be Andrew Luck driving back to pass here on 1st and 10. The rush gets there. He's able to get it up. He finds it. Looks like that's T.Y. Hilton. The burner gets into the end zone. 27 yards. Woo! And we talked about T.Y. Hilton in the pregame, how big he was for this Indianapolis Colts passing attack. And he shows off his speed there, getting around the edge and getting into the end zone.
Andrew Luck is so cool, calm, and collective in the pocket. An insta-shed from Dante Fowler Jr. on that left side, on the defensive line, on the right side to Andrew Luck. He's calm, he stays in the pocket, and just makes the right throw, and now they're going for the 2-point conversion.
And Luck's going to be throwing it. He looks into the end zone, and Hilton cannot come up with that catch as he gets planted after trying to make the catch. He's going to keep it a 5-point game, 12-7 Indianapolis on top. Jacksonville is going to get the ball here after giving up an opening touchdown. Westbrook taking this out of the end zone. He takes a big hit at the 17-yard line. Let's throw it down to Sonny Weaver once again. Sonny, Jacksonville, I assume, had to feel very fortunate being up 7-6 at halftime. Brandon Allen made some nice throws, but Allen Robinson really bailed him out. What was the message to the quarterback coming out of the half?
Well, the message to Allen was to keep looking for Allen Robinson and expect a lot of throws his way. I feel like he's the best player on the field right now.
As Corey Grant able to get up to the 23-yard line, a nice 5-yard run there. And Bomber, it is hard to argue with that logic. Give it to your big wide receiver. Allen Robinson has made some huge plays so far for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, it's all about touches when you're talking about Allen Robinson. The ball needs to get in his hand, and if you can't find him deep, hit him on a screen, hit him on the flat, hit him on a drag, hit him on a slant. Just put the ball in his hands and allow his athletic ability to do the rest of the work, especially when you don't have a quarterback that's not, a premier quarterback in the Madden Bomber League. So they have to take what they can, but they have to get the ball in the hands of Allen Robinson.
2nd and 5 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 2 wide receivers over to the left side, 2 tight ends on the right. Play clock under 10 for Brandon Allen. Driving back to pass here on 2nd and 5. Rush gets there. He's able to get it off to Rivera underneath. Does not get the first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. But I think that's the first time we've seen today, Bomber, that Brandon Allen recognized the blitz was coming, recognized that pressure was in his face, and was able to dump it off underneath for a minimal gain.
Yeah, I could have seen him throwing that up to Allen Robinson there. It looked like he had a step on the defender wide left. And that could have opened the game up as well, as Allen Robinson just seems to be someone you cannot press if you're the Colts defense right now. And here they go. They're trying to press him again, but they got help over the top.
A quick 3-step drop. They're going to do a little slant route, and Allen Hurns comes up with the catch there up to the 36-yard line. Allen 8 of 13, 136 yards, and 2 interceptions in this game. The Jacksonville Jaguars, we heard from ownership that it's going to be Brandon Allen for the rest of the season. Our very own Bomber, a little skeptical if that's actually going to be true, as on 1st and 10, it's going to be handoff to Grant over the right side. He's got some room on the stretch out, makes a man miss, and there he goes down the sideline. He's at the 30, he's at the 20, one man to beat, and a nice tackle made at the 13-yard line, a touchdown-saving tackle. But Corey Grant, showing that shoulder injury has not bothered him at all. He gets into the red zone, and the Jacksonville Jaguars offense rolling in the second half.
They're using Corey Grant as a 3-down back, and I was a little skeptical coming into this game, but I've seen him take some runs up the middle, and I've seen him get a couple more yards after contact. That's big when you're a speed back, if you can hang in there and take the brunt of those tackles. And then on the outside, he just does what he does.
Oh, and that one is a big drop over the middle. No one touched him. He just straight up stone cold dropped it, and Bomber, when you got a young quarterback like Brandon Allen who's made some mistakes in this game, your wide receivers, your tight ends are going to have to make the easy plays, and that one just frankly wasn't made.
Yeah, a little lucky right there. The ball pops up, but the defense isn't around to make the pick as it drops. You just got to put that in the past and move forward with this young offense. You can't really hold on to things like that.
Rivera into the game for the injured leave, that dislocated elbow, and big drop at about the 3-yard line. It's on 2nd and 10, full wide receivers for Allen, dropping back to pass here on 2nd down, and the pocket collapses around him, and down goes Allen. It's a 6-yard loss. No hope for that offensive line to hold him up. Bummer. 2nd and 10. Jacksonville throwing the ball inside the red zone. You saw how good Corey Grant was. Are you surprised they didn't run it on the first 2 downs?
Hey, he might have been a little gassed right there, but I like to see Corey Grant get involved underneath in the passing game as well. I think he has that explosion and the ability to make some plays with his feet after he catches the ball. It's another guy I'd like to see get a little bit more touches in the passing game.
Now a 3rd and 16 as Allen is in the pistol formation. Don't want to turn over here. Want to make sure you get points out of this drive. Allen dropping back to pass here on 3rd down. Just a 3-man rush. They drop 8. He's looking over to the left side, looking for Westbrook into tight coverage, and it's batted away. It's going to bring about 4th and long, and Jacksonville's going to be forced to kick the field goal to cut into this Indianapolis lead, looking to cut it down to a 2-point game. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is right down the middle. It is good. Jacksonville cuts this to a 10-12 game. The big play being that Corey Grant run over the right side, but once again, Bomber, I would question why the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't even attempt to run the ball in those 3 downs.
Yeah, and that 3rd down pass might have been one of the worst passes he's thrown this game. There really was nothing over the top that the defense had to fear, so they all were sitting at the bottom of their zones looking to jump the pass, and that's exactly what they did, and it was almost an interception. You know, I would like to see a draw there or a screen to the halfback and just see maybe something magical happens. But let's not risk turning the ball over when we're in field goal range.
And another special teams mistake by the Jaguars. They kicked that one out of bounds. A great field position for the Indianapolis Colts. Ball on the 40-yard line. Luck in the pistol formation. He's got 3 in the backfield with him. Luck takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Frank Gore, trying to find something. Jukes out Colvin. And Gore is going to go down as he fights forward for extra yards up to the 47-yard line. As there is an injury on the play, we'll get word from Sonny Weaver once we find out what that injury is. But Frank Gore... Is it just me, Bomber? Does he look a little more agile than we've seen in the past?
He looks light. He looks 5 to 10, maybe 15 pounds lighter right now. He looks just as strong. He looks fresh. He was used earlier. He was averaging 6.6 yards per carry this season, but they decided to go away from him. But they're using him now, man. His leadership can come up huge.
2nd and 13, play action pass for Andrew Luck. The rush gets there. It's a dangerous throw into coverage, and another dropped interception by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bomber. These simple plays from the Jaguars, it's starting to make sense why this team is 0-6. They're just not making plays when they need to.
Yeah, and it's right there for them. You know, they're putting the food on the plate. All you have to do is eat it. And for some reason, Jacksonville just isn't able to get over that hump and make that big play to break this game open.
That was a metaphor. There's not actually food, right?
Obviously, there's not food and there's not a plate. Relax.
I'm sure Sonny Weaver's got some snacks down there on the sidelines. 3rd and 3 for the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to hand it to Frank Gore, and Gore breaks a tackle and gets the 1st down. Wow. And another play is, let's go down to Sonny Weaver. It was Calais Campbell. That was the guy who was down for the Jaguars. What is the outlook for Campbell for the rest of this game?
Oh, it's not looking good right now. The diagnosis is another dislocated elbow. He is out for the game. Look for the 2nd-year man, Dewan Smoot, to come in to replace him.
What's this? Is there a problem in Jacksonville with elbows? I mean, that's another injury. And Bomber, Calais Campbell is a guy who early in this game had a huge impact on the defensive line, and now he's going to be out for the game, and another big injury for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of veterans going down right now. Campbell was the heart and soul of that defensive line, but luckily that's a position in which they can fill the void of because they have so much talent on the defensive line. As you're going to see a little bit of Malik Jackson and a little bit more linebacker play coming up to the line, and they also have Dante Fowler Jr., so they have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, don't forget about Fowler on the other side. 2nd and 9, it's a toss play to Frank Gore. Gore has some room over there, but Paul Posluszny lays the lumber and brings down Frank Gore. Bomber, you got to learn to say his name because Paul Posluszny is making a huge impact on the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, Posluszny. I feel like Charles Barkley by this point.
That's just terrible. That's just terrible.
Posluszny is doing it all. This guy, if he can come up with a fumble or he can come up with an interception and Jacksonville wins, he's going to have my cosign for NBL Live Player of the Game.
A shotgun formation for Andrew Luck, rolling out to the right. The pressure gets there. He
one.
throws it into triple coverage, and another one that should have been intercepted. I think that was Jalen Ramsey on the coverage. He's usually sure-handed. Instead, it's an incomplete pass. Jacksonville is going to get the ball back here as Indianapolis is going to be forced to punt around midfield. 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The punt is up. This one looks like it's going to go well into the end zone. Jacksonville's going to get the ball on the 20-yard line. While we have a moment here in the third quarter, we want to give a big shout-out, as always, to a pregame sponsor and graphic sponsor, web3ks.com. They do that overlay here on MBL Live. A bunch of other graphics for us across all of the shows here on the network. You'll see their fingerprints over all of our graphics. So if you or anyone you know need graphics done for an affordable price, head over to web3ks.com. They're the leaders in affordable graphic design, and a big shout-out to all business over at web3ks.com. Also one of our sponsors of our NBL EA Access tournament earlier this year. We thank all the work that web3ks.com does for the NBL network. 1st and 10. Brandon Allen dropping back to pass here on first down. He's going to toss this underneath to Grant. It is complete to the 26-yard line. Bomber, that was another play, though. Press coverage on the outside, and it looked like Allen Robinson might have had a step on the outside. Brandon Allen is letting the pressure get to him and isn't finding his big-time wide receiver.
Yeah, he's kind of locking in on one guy pre-snap, and that's kind of what you expect from a quarterback like Brandon Allen. Not too comfortable in the pocket and kind of predetermining his reads, but I like to see Corey Grant get the ball a little bit, get him involved in the passing game, and use that speed to your advantage.
12-10 Indianapolis on top as we're nearing the end of the third quarter, folks. A very close game here on MBL Live, and this one will be coming down to the wires. It's a pistol formation for Brandon Allen and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Grant in the backfield as they're going to let the clock run out, and we're going to head to the fourth quarter. It's a 2-point game here on MBL Live.
Well, let's get some predictions. How do we feel this game's going to end? I mean, this is a close game. 12-10. I'm still hanging tight with my Jacksonville Jaguars, but OSU, we haven't got your opinion yet. Where do you think this game's going to go? Fourth quarter, 6 minutes left. Jacksonville's got the ball. They're down 2. Can they pull this out?
Can they? They absolutely can. We've seen some big plays from Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns in the passing game. If they can make some big plays, Jacksonville absolutely has the ability to do it. It's going to be a matter of if Brandon Allen can keep it out of the hands of the Indianapolis Colts as he finds Allen Hurns, and Allen Hurns gets absolutely destroyed. Let's throw it down to Sonny Weaver. Is Allen Hurns dead? It looks like he's actually getting up from that hit.
Allen Hurns is actually alive,
Wow.
a little bit woozy. It doesn't appear they're going to pull him off the field for a concussion test, though.
He looks more angry than anything. Bomber, what a hit laid on Allen Hurns over the middle of the field.
Yeah, I mean, nice throw, right on target. You got to come down with that ball. Possession, catch it to avoid the hit. That's all on Allen Hurns right now. I think this young quarterback's kind of stepping up in the second half and making some really positive throws for this Jacksonville offense.
A 3rd and 4 now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brandon Allen dropping back to pass. He's going to toss it over to the right side. Allen Hurns makes a spin move and trying to make another man miss, but he can't. Instead, he's being brought down to the 45-yard line. But that's what Allen Hurns can do. And, Bomber, I believe that was a pre-snap adjustment by Brandon Allen, audibling Allen Hurns to a little curl route, and it was beautifully played. It's a big first down for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, 2 different quarterbacks. The Brandon Allen that started this game, NBL Live broadcast number 123, the first quarter Brandon Allen. And first half. This second half Brandon Allen, though, I really like this guy, and this got some potential to really make some big plays and give them the lead and potential to win this game.
1st and 10 as it looks like some movement on the defensive line. They're going to get a 5-yard penalty. And those are those little mistakes. Indianapolis has been pretty good in terms of the discipline mistakes so far in this game, but that's a big one there, as they're going to give Jacksonville a 1st and 5. And again, folks, stick with us to the end of the game. We'll have our selection for the NBL Live player of the game here for broadcast number 123. We'll also show you that NBL Live schedule so you know what's coming up right here on the network in terms of live games in the NBL. 1st and 5 for the Jaguars. Shotgun formation for Brandon Allen. Dropping back to pass on first down. A nice job of blocking, and he looks over to the left side, and that one is intercepted into triple coverage again. It was completely covered, and Bomber, that's one of those interceptions you go back scratching your head because he had all the time in the world. Why force that one into the triple coverage?
I couldn't answer that for you. I have no idea. I'd like to ask him the exact same question. His movement in the pocket was phenomenal, but everything past when the elbow went back and he released that ball was absolutely terrible, horrible read, and now they find themselves in another hole in which they were approaching field goal range.
1st and 10, it was a pass by Andrew Luck. Pozlezzi looked like he was going to come on the blitz, actually bluffing that one. He drops back into coverage, and nonetheless, Andrew Luck doesn't appear to be bothered by it at all as he completes the ball to the 49-yard line. Another first down for the Indianapolis Colts. An opportunity here in the fourth quarter to put this game out of reach.
Yeah, here they go. They're driving, but they have been susceptible to turnovers as well. That's why they brought in Frank Gore to shore up that running game and make sure they don't fumble the ball. So maybe he can deliver for him. The old Wiley vet still getting it done for the Colts offense.
A 1st and 10 is going to be Frank Gore taking the ball, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield at the 48-yard line, losing a yard on that play.
And who brought him down?
I believe that was that Paul Posluszny bringing him down?
Hey, you said it because I can't, but yes, absolutely. Paulie P comes up with another great tackle on the run game there.
2nd and 10, Colts using the hurry-up offense, looking over to the left side. It is completed. T.Y. Hilton, who stays in bounds, gets some extra yards. He's down to the 36-yard line. Bummer, the Indianapolis Colts in control right now with the ball and the lead. Are you surprised they went to the hurry-up offense?
You know, they like to keep the defense on its toes, and that's just the way Andrew Luck and this offense runs. So, surprised, no, you're going to see it one to 3 times a game from the Colts, and it really isn't going to really make sense situationally. But they're going to do it because that's the pace of their offense. As right there, they found Jalen Ramsey kind of sleeping on T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, 1st and 10. It's tossed underneath to Hilton, who has the ball, and
wow.
Look at him make a man miss, and he's going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis Colts. T.Y. Hilton with another one of those little drag routes, and he uses his speed to get around the corner, and the Colts, big extra point here as it is up and good. It's a 2-score lead. We talked about it in the pregame. T.Y. Hilton coming up big for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, as great as he's been this season, I said the best cornerback in the Madden Bomber League, he fell asleep twice. He got beat on a play action on an out, and then a crossing route. T.Y. got a step on him, and you can't allow a free release and a crossing route in man coverage versus T.Y. Hilton because he will burn you. He's got the burners, and that's exactly what happened. And then he missed an open field tackle, resulted in a touchdown. So that's going to really be on Jalen Ramsey. They need him to play better for this defense to have any chance.
3:56 to go in the game. Jacksonville down 9. They have the ball, though, as Brandon Allen drops back to pass here on 1st and 10. He's looking over the right side. And I'm just so completely confused as to what he's seen out there. There were literally 2 receivers over there. One was double covered. One was wide open, and Brandon Allen throws the double covered one.
And the middle of the field was so open. I don't think there was anybody there. I mean, it parted the Red Sea, wide open middle of the field. Easily could have been 20-yard game.
2nd and 10 is going to be a toss play to Grant, and Grant's going to be brought down in the backfield. And Bomber, at this point, with 3:47 to go, I think first half Brandon Allen has come back onto the field. I don't know why they'd bring him back in, but Jacksonville looking like a winless team right now.
Yeah, they are. And in key situations, they're not making those key stops, and they're not making those big plays. And that's how it results in losses. It always comes down to a first down or 2, a turnover or 2. And they're maxing themselves out with the negatives, and they're not getting any positives to kind of back up that bad play. So we need a big play here. It's Allen Robinson time.
3rd and 12, press coverage on the outside. We'll see if they recognize that.
Corner blitz there on Allen Robinson.
Yeah, Brandon Allen in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers, 3 over to the right, 1 to the left, and it's going to be Allen dropping back to pass on 3rd and 12. Steps up in the pocket and finds the dig route, and what a nice job there by Brandon Allen, finding a way to find the Jekyll to his Hyde and make a nice throw there, stepping up in the pocket and finding the wide open dig route for a first down.
Yeah, that's the Westbrook replacing wide receiver Marquise Lee, University of Southern California, USC Trojan. Big expectations for him this season. Hasn't really been able to get it done, and now he's hurt. And there goes Corey Grant.
And he's got a lot of room. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Corey Grant keeping the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. Oh, what a nice play call there by the offensive coordinator. Might have been Doug Marrone with the call. Who cares? It's a touchdown, Jacksonville. And all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a ball game once again. Corey Grant, how happy are they to have him on the field?
He's been the engine for this offense running the ball. He's provided a spark right now when this team was down and they were feeling like, you know, we need a big play, we need a big play. And they're highlighting Allen Robinson over there. They're smothered, and they're going underneath and over the top coverage. And it's time for a guy like Corey Grant to step up and make a big play, and he's done just so. And it's 2:43 left. They have 3 timeouts. They're only down 2. This could get really interesting NBL Live broadcast number 123.
And again, folks, if you're joining us for the first time, NBL rules dictate you cannot kill the clock until under the 2-minute warning, so still plenty of time left here on 1st and 10. Luck's going to try to toss this one underneath. It is complete to, it looks like Dante Moncrief with the catch at the 30-yard line. Spun down, give him 5 yards on the play, going to bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Indianapolis Colts. And Dorsett again, he's got 4 catches in this game. You talked about Dorsett in the pregame. How big has he been for the Indianapolis Colts?
Yeah, he's been solid. He's been a nice third option for this team. I don't know why they were looking to trade him early. Maybe, you know, some character issues, some personality issues as Luck rolls out and just overthrows.
Well, he had a fellow by the name of Smoot into the game for the injured Calais Campbell. Had Smoot all up in his face and could not complete that pass. He's lucky he didn't fumble that ball as he took a pretty big lick.
This is the biggest third down of the game for both teams. See if the Colts play conservative here and give Frank Gore an opportunity to pick up this first down.
3rd and 5 for the Indianapolis Colts. Luck understanding him dropping back to pass here on 3rd and 5. Dante Fowler! He makes a big play on the defensive side of the ball. There is life for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, Fowler has been bottled up for most of this game, but when the chips were down, Dante Fowler with the sack.
I told you when this started off air, this was not going to be the prettiest game, but it was going to be fun to watch, and it absolutely has been one of my favorite games to call this, Matt. An unnecessary spin.
Why are you
still alive, still on his feet?
And now he's down. There we go.
And
what was with the spin move there? There were two guys completely blocked.
It's the unisolated way. When in doubt,
spin it out.
Spin it out. There we go.
1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're under the 2-minute warning. Brandon Allen comes out. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Coy Grant in the backfield here on 1st down. As it's going to be a toss play to Grant over the left side. Oh, he looked like he had some room, but a nice job breaking off of his block and bringing down Grant for a 4-yard gain. Let's throw it down to Sonny Weaver. Sonny, you're down on the Jacksonville sidelines. They're down 2. What's the message to the offense coming out here with 3 timeouts and 1:40 to go?
Well, there's plenty of time on the clock. That is what we're hearing. 3 timeouts and telling them not to try to force it too deep downfield. Just work your way down. You only need a field goal to win.
And Brandon Allen is going to take a sack there, and that's something that Jacksonville didn't want to have happen, as they're going to have to use a timeout, and now a 3rd and 11. Bummer, it's interesting. It seems like the Jacksonville offensive line has had trouble with those 4-man rushes more than the blitzes, as they've been able to get to Brandon Allen consistently in this game.
Yeah, you see the linebacker come down and check the drag, but then he releases on him, and Brandon Allen's already on to the next progression. He should have stayed with that drag, stayed home with it, and hit him, and just took the yards, picked up the 1st down, and got out of bounds. But instead, he takes the sack. Now it's 3rd and 11 on their own 33, and they have 1 less timeout.
Yeah, that makes it 4-down territory, because if they're going to have to punt this ball back, those 2 timeouts are not going to be enough to keep the clock from running to triple zeros. So a huge moment for the young Brandon Allen, looking to prove himself here, as it's going to be 4 wide receivers for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 2 to each side. Allen in the shotgun, 3 down linemen for the Indianapolis Colts. They bring the blitz. He gets it off, and Allen Robinson makes the catch. It is not a 1st down. He's going to be brought down about a yard short, but a nice job there of Allen Robinson making the catch in the middle of the field. And the biggest 4th and 1 of the young Brandon Allen's life is coming up right now from the 43-yard line.
Yeah, we're wondering how this is going to play out. This is going to be a bomb. This definitely isn't going to be a 1-yard pass. If it is, I could see this getting picked off.
Do you even think running the ball here with how good Coy Grant has been?
Oh, man, I just don't see him doing it. Yes, it's obviously an option, but I think as the Indianapolis Colts defense is thinking, they're thinking cover the hard flats right now, expect the pass. And if they play just for the 1st down marker, they're going to be in trouble here.
4th and 1, Allen under center, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Allen dropping back to pass here on 4th and 1. He looks to the flat. It is Westbrook. Did he get enough? It looked like he did get enough. It's a 1st down for the Jaguars as he did the old backsplash to get over the line. And it's a 1st down for the Jaguars. Bomber, I mean, it's a huge play. Do you question at all the defender going for the legs of Westbrook instead of trying to stand him up? Because with him going for the legs, it allowed Westbrook to get over him.
Yeah, that low tackle right there, the low hit stick, gave him the momentum to get over the top, and they pick up a 1st down. If I was the Colts, I might challenge the spot of that ball.
We're under 2 minutes. All those reviews come down from the booth, and they're pretty confident that it was a 1st down and new life for the Jaguars. Ball on the 44-yard line. Allen dropping back to pass. He looks over to the right side into about 17 blue jerseys. It's intercepted, and this one, just fall down, young fella. There's not enough timeouts left. He's going to take this one to the house. I don't know if I like that, him taking it to the house. If you fall down, the game is over. Now you leave the opportunity for some weird stuff to happen, but it's a touchdown for the Colts, and Brandon Allen's 4th interception is an absolute boneheaded throw. There were 3 blue jerseys there, and Bomber, you'd think that Brandon Allen would be able to tell the difference between blue and white.
He's struggled all day with it. He's been inconsistent as he could be, and now the game's over. What a fun game to call, though. I really enjoyed this game. It wasn't the prettiest game, as I've said it multiple times, but man, big opportunities here as they look like they're going to pitch the ball back here, trying to get cute.
Just lose a couple extra yards. Why
not? Jacksonville, a little bit of team in disarray. Their defense has potential, though. What I saw defensively from this team is a team in 2 to 3 seasons that might be able to put something together. If they can just figure out the quarterback situation and get a little smarter in their reads and maybe shore up the offensive line a little bit more, this could be a team to watch in the AFC.
All right, well, let me ask you this, Bomber. You've seen throughout the season, we've seen Blake Bortles, we've seen Colin Kaepernick, we've now seen Brandon Allen. Who deserves to be the starting quarterback right now in Jacksonville?
Oh, man, it's tough to say. I saw some good things from Brandon Allen today, but I haven't watched the other quarterbacks play. I know one guy cut early in the season. I'd probably go with Cap just because I think he's probably the most talented. And you need a quarterback that can scramble, because a quarterback that just stays in the pocket and hovers around as a deep shot to Allen Robinson comes up a little bit underthrown. I think he will just add another dynamic to this run game, as they scored on a big read option earlier. And Brandon Allen isn't really a threat in the read option play, but Cap could be. And it could really open up a different style of play for this team and give their passing game a little bit of a break and not make them so predictable.
Well, and let me ask you this. I don't know if you noticed this. Is this hand to Corey Grant? Grant's going to get 10 yards here, a little more. And that's going to probably take us to the end of the game. Your final score, Indianapolis coming away with a huge victory here at home, 26-17. A little bit of redemption for the Indianapolis Colts after getting absolutely smoked last time on NBL Live. They come out and play a nice game. Some may argue that they were handed the game by the Jacksonville Jaguars, but the Indianapolis Colts made enough plays in this game. Before we get to the play of the game, Bomber, let me ask you, on the Jacksonville side, did it feel like they resorted to the pass a little more than they should have? Because they had something going with Corey Grant, but it seemed like on a lot of these drives, they were opting to throw it on 1st and 2nd down instead of hand it off to their talented running back.
Well, I mean, it might go hand in hand, OSU. The erratic play calling and passing the ball down the field kept the defense on its toes just enough that allowed that running game to come up big. So maybe it was kind of playing into their situation, but the last drive, it blew up in their face. Horrible read by Brandon Allen, horrible throw. But here's what I want to point out. The Colts wins this year. They might be the worst 4-3 team in the Madden Bomber League. They beat the 3-4 Rams, the 1-6 Cardinals, the 2-5 Niners, and now the 0-7 Jaguars, who they barely hung on to beat today. So I don't see the Colts winning 6 games this year.
Really?
Yeah. And I was going to save that for Commissioner Corner podcast this Friday, but man, the Colts have looked really, really average. And 4-3, they're not on that side of the average. They're in the lower half of the 500. They're probably going to win about. They're probably going to be 5-11, 6-10 this year.
I mean, the interesting thing, you look at the Indianapolis Colts, and we'll get to our play of the game in just a second, but you look at the Colts, and you talk about their wins over the bad teams. Their losses, though, have been to the 5-2 Browns, the 4-1 Seahawks, and the 5-2 Titans. So they have good losses as well. They've won the games they're supposed to. It just seems like they're sitting there at, what, they'll be 4-3 after this week. I don't know what to make of this team because they've had good losses. They've lost to some very good teams, and they've all been close, 28-21, 28-16. They haven't been blown out. They've just been able to win the ones that they were supposed to. Their one blowout was to the Seahawks, 33-10 on NBL Live. And so a nice redemption for the Colts. It's time for a play of the game selection for broadcast number 123. And Bomber, I assume you agree with me. T.Y. Hilton's 2 touchdowns, huge for this team. We talked about him in the pregame. He came up big in the game.
Yeah, an honorable mention goes to Malik Hooker with 2 interceptions and pushes him further amongst the leaders in interceptions this year at the top. It's going to give him 8 on the season. But T.Y. Hilton, I mean, who was guarding him the entire game? Who I said was the best cornerback in the NBL, and he was able to put up those numbers against him. It's got to go to him for broadcast number 123.
And again, you can check out all of our player of the game selections on our website at 365.maddenbomberleague.com under the NBL Live tab. You can check them out all the way back to broadcast number 1. But T.Y. Hilton gets it for broadcast number 123. And well, let's go to that NBL Live schedule. And Bomber, you might be interested to see what our next game is. It is Week 8. It is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It's your Detroit Lions against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a rematch of the Season 25 Super Bowl. I know you've had this game circled on your calendar. You take it one game at a time. It's finally here. You can actually prepare for this game. Should be a great one on NBL Live.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game. Regardless of the outcome of the game, you're going to see some high-quality NBL football, some back and forth. The Steelers are rolling right now. I don't know if anybody's on their level. I don't think they're 6-0. Ben Roethlisberger has looked great. Antonio Brown has looked phenomenal.
11 touchdowns, 1 interception for Ben Roethlisberger.
So Ben has been phenomenal with the ball. So we're going to try to create some turnovers and do what we do. At least we'll know where we stand right now against a team right now that is honestly, just a very talented offensive team. And if you walk away from a game against the Steelers and they put up big numbers offensively on you, you have to take the little positives you might have from that game and grow on them and not look at it as a whole and go, wow, we got worked, because the Steelers are just, head and shoulders above everybody right now offensively in the NBL.
So again, folks, that'll be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time right here on the network. Lions and Steelers, a rematch of the Season 25 Super Bowl. You won't want to miss. It should be a great game. But that's going to do it for us here. A fun game here on NBL Live, some Week 7 action. And we appreciate each and everybody who tuned in and subscribed. For my co-host Bomber and the third member of our crew, our very own Sonny Weaver, I'm OSU. And once again, the Indianapolis Colts, a huge win on NBL Live. They get their redemption against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We will see you tomorrow night, Lions and Steelers, right here on NBL Live.